How worrisome, I guess, has this whole week been, and does it feel like you're just trying to avoid a landmine every day you get up?
I feel like for the past 2 years we've been trying to avoid everything happening. It really, you know, all jokes aside, it's a pretty serious matter just in general, as we've been saying for a long time. Everybody's been saying, um, I think the reality of COVID is it, it can affect anybody, and it can impact anybody and everything else. And so, I'm praying for our guy Tyler, obviously, that he feels better every day, and if anything's going on with him and everything else. So I just think that, anybody who's gone through it, who has faced it, who is going to face it, anybody who's battling with it right now currently, I really believe that, hopefully at some point we'll come out of this on the other end of it, and just praying that they can stay healthy.
Have you changed or ramped up any of your own precautions?
I've always been taking precautions along the way. Um, Obviously we test here, and then we test at the house and everything else all the time, and everything else constantly. Every day, pretty much at our house. People, anybody who comes near or gone anywhere, anything else. So it's one of those things that it's been part of our lifestyle. It's changed all of our lives in so many different ways. And I pray that every day that we can get better and trying to find better ways to keep each other safe. I think what's super important is we all wear a mask as much as possible, stay away from people as much as possible, but at the same time, just knowing that everybody has family members and everybody has loved ones, and some elderly, some young, some people have asthma, some people have may have had cancer, different circumstances, so everything is people's lives are on the line, and so we have to protect everybody as much as possible.
When you look at the game from Sunday, how did Rashad look different in his style of running versus what he's done previously?
I thought Rashad Penny did an amazing job running the football. I think the first play of the game really set the tone. How he ran the ball, he put his shoulder down, and then shortly after that, did the same thing again. I think it was the second or third play after that. I mean, just he set the tone physically. He used his speed and his power, which he has, both of those things at a high level. I thought that was very evident, and so I thought he ran the ball extremely well.
Did he look more downhill to you than in previous outings?
I would say that he's always looked downhill, but I think he looked super decisive. I think that this moment he's been waiting for, to really get back out there and show what he's been doing at practice, and really be able to have that opportunity to shine. And he did a tremendous job shining the other day. We got to do it again. That's the thing. Every day we step out in the field, get to do it again, and I know he's ready for that challenge, and he's looking forward to it.
Russ, what's it been like for you watching Tyler Lockett get another 1,000-yard season under his belt, and then knowing today that he might not be available for you this weekend given his positive?
Well, I think for Tyler, watching just Tyler be so explosive over the years and all the plays he's made, he works at his game every day. I think he's one of the best receivers in the National Football League. I think DK Metcalf is another best receiver in the league. And so I'm fortunate to be able to have two extremely, extremely talented players, but they love the game. They love the game. They spend so much time on it every day, and they're wildly obsessed with the process and the game. And so, throwing those two guys, you know something great's going to happen. And so, with Tyler, he's just been making amazing plays for his whole career. I think he's the best toe tapper in the league. He's got an amazing ability to do it. And so, I just try to give him a chance and let him do his thing.
Do you ever have conversations with Aaron Donald, not necessarily on the field during a game, but do you have conversations with him outside of game day?
Not too much. I mean, he's so focused. I'm so focused. We're always busy. But when we see each other, if we ever see each other and everything else, we'll definitely, say hello to each other and everything else. He's such a tremendous player. I mean, I think, Aaron Donald's been able to make so many plays over the years, just throughout his career. And I think that he's such a factor. You watched the game the other night. He's just such a factor in that game. And so I think for us, to be able to neutralize him as much as possible, slow him down, he's going to make his plays. As he just does. He knows how. He's a superstar. He knows how to make his plays here and there. But to be able to make sure it's not a major factor is always the key.
Have you spoken to Tyler Lockett, and how's he feeling?
Yeah, I've spoken to Tyler. Tyler and I called each other earlier today. I've been obviously here busy, with meetings and everything else. But he's feeling pretty good.
Do you hold out hope he's going to play, or are you preparing in your mind?
I'm hoping that there's potential, but who knows? We'll see.
How different has this week felt and looked with all the seems like there's an added heightened sense of awareness with everything. How has that looked and felt?
I think here, we've done a tremendous job throughout the 2 years of COVID, just being extremely careful. We've been fortunate not to have, really anything along the way, maybe a couple things here or there, but we've been really, conscientious of each other's families, and just our city, and trying to be as careful as possible. And even when you are as, ultra careful, a guy like Tyler, it's like, something could happen. We never know, so this thing's in the air, and it's all around us. And so we have to be very conscientious of washing our hands, making sure we're wearing our masks, pretty much at all times, and just caring for each other and doing everything that we can possible, and that's where the vaccine is so important, and booster shots and all that. And if it doesn't mean it's going to stop it. It just means that, if something happens, hopefully it can help us, heal better and feel better and everything else.
Have you been boosted?
Yeah, I've been vaccinated both times or whatever, vaccinated, and then I've also been taking my booster shot as well.
If Tyler doesn't play, how big of a loss is that?
Anytime you don't have Tyler in there, it's always tough. You always want your guy in there. But we have tremendous receivers. Obviously, DK, such a star, and then we have so many other guys that can step in. These guys practice their butts off every day. Guys like Penny Hart, guys like Aaron Fuller, Cody Thompson. These guys, D. Eskridge, these guys practice at the highest level every day. Freddie Swains of the world, and so I have all the confidence in the guys that we have.
You didn't have him the last game, but what will having Gerald this time against the Rams mean for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Gerald Everett is a freak of nature. How he's been able to score and catch the football and make plays for us. We want to be able to get 81 in the football. Obviously, he's really, really talented. I love his approach every day. He comes with the right approach. He's relaxed. He's calm. He understands the game. He understands what we want to do, how we want to do it. I thought he had a great game, the other day. And obviously, scoring that touchdown was huge for us. And he knows how to find the end zone.
We talked to Andre yesterday. You've got quarterbacks on either side of this matchup that like to throw a deep ball, but they do it very different ways. So you've got the moon ball. Matthew Stafford is a little bit more on the rope. Who taught you to throw that? Like, why is that your style of throwing the deep ball?
I don't know. I think, obviously Matthew's got such a tremendous ability to throw the ball, put it where he needs to put it. He's having a great year. I think and I've always loved watching him. I think we have a lot of respect for each other. And, I have a lot of respect for Matthew Stafford outside of the game. Him and his wife, and just all the things they've gone through. When I go to Seattle Children's Hospital, I think about the families and people, and I think about even Matthew's family and his wife, and just what she's been through. He's resilient. You can tell he's a resilient guy, and so that's what I respect about him and his game. In terms of the deep ball, I think that he throws it with the best of them, obviously, and we both obviously can put it where we need to when it comes to that, and he's extremely talented. I love watching him play.
What was it, the receivers that you worked with at one point in time that allowed you to just perfect that perfect touch?
I don't know. I think I've just thrown a lot of footballs, a lot of baseball. I mean, I played so many sports all the time, so I think that, I always say throw it to him so he can catch it. Just sometimes it's on a line, sometimes it's really high up in the air, sometimes it's that shed high ball, sometimes it's a mixture. But I always want to be able to just give them a chance and know your receivers. I think too, what they're really great at, what they're special at, knowing how they catch it. And so I think that we have guys that can do it all. So it's fun for me because I can just put it in a place that they can go get it and they snag it every time.
How unique is Tyler's, not just the toe tapping, just in general, his awareness of his body, the defender, especially making those sideline catches or tough catches in the end zone?
Yeah, I think Tyler's awareness on Madden should be 99. I don't play much Madden all the time, but he should be a 99. His awareness is unbelievable. He sees the game, he feels the game, understands where people are. He plays quarterback. I've told you guys this before, but he really plays quarterback. He's how he sees the game. He reads coverages and understands what's going on around him, and his spatial awareness is at an all-time high. He's that punt return and kick return. I always kind of mention Kenny Lofton, Ken Griffey Jr., those special center fielders. He's one of those guys that always knows where people are around him and knows where the wall is, and essentially, so he's really special at that.
Is there one of those toe taps or tight catches that stands out to you over the years?
I think the best one we've ever had was toe taps. Me and Tyler was the Rams game. I don't know, was it 2018? 19? 19. In 2019, when we were in the green jerseys, I threw it to the back corner of the end zone for him, and only he could get it. And he I mean, that was ridiculous. That was beautiful. So we've had some good ones, though. We had some good ones the other day.
Working with Shane and Andy, have they offered any kind of new layers of your understanding of what the Rams are trying to do and all that?
Well, I think Shane and Andy, they're so brilliant. You know, these guys are just brilliant minds, and they understand the game. They obviously have been at, you know, Shane's been at the Patriots, he's been in Washington, he's been obviously with the Rams, and obviously here. And his understanding of the game, understanding of what they're trying to do, how we're trying to do it. He keeps it very clear for everyone, and he teaches the game at an all-time high. Andy teaches the game all the time. I was in a protection meeting, you know, today with, you know, Andy, just listening to him and just how he talks about, you know, different things and how he sees things, and it's just a beautiful thing how he describes the game. He teaches everybody the whys. Andy does. He's one of the best coaches I've seen at teaching the game, and he's done a tremendous job of that. And then Shane's the same way. You know, just being able to spend so much time with Shane and understanding. You know, I think we're catching our groove, and just you know, and he's just a tremendous coach, tremendous person too, and so I love being around him.
Anything else, guys? Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys. Go Hawks.